Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
Yes.
How you guys doing? You tuned in on another episode of the Azanian Experience. It's me, your boy, Lwazi. And today, guys, I have a very interesting episode for you guys today. Today, we're going to be delving in the topic of alternative medicine and alternative ways of healing and ways of looking at our bodies and how we connect to everything around us. And maybe trying to go away from the mainstream way of looking at ourselves and our health. And today we're going to be speaking with alternative medicine practitioner, Peter van der Veld, and he's going to be educating us and enlightening us on topics. And yeah, Peter, how are you doing?
Hello, yes, as you know, my name is Peter. I'm basically a live blood analyst, call it nutritional microscopy or neotherapeutic. It's medicine. It's basically just taking blood, drop of it, and checking it under the microscope, seeing exactly what the body needs to be optimal in health, to be optimal in a space where the body is basically looking after yourself is one of the most important things. So you have to check your nutrition, get your nutrition ready and right. Yes.
Yeah. As he says, Peter is involved in he focuses on blood health and also acutherapy, if I'm correct. And yeah, we're just going to get right into it, Peter. This sort of subject, personally, for myself, I've been interested in sort of alternative ways of looking at a lot of things. I've been looking into alternative media, alternative medicine, and just alternative ways of looking at the world that are away from the mainstream. And I sort of feel like what you do in alternative medicine is very important because I sort of feel like lately, from the research I've been doing, mainstream medicine hasn't been that effective for us health-wise. And I think it's very important that we enlighten people and that we tell them about the fact that there are other ways, there are more natural ways of healing ourselves and taking care of ourselves. So basically, the first question I'd like to ask you is, from you as a person who's been involved in this industry for some time, what would you say is the difference between mainstream medicine and alternative medicine? What would you say is the difference?
I would say the difference between mainstream and alternative medicine is mainstream medicine focuses on just sorting out the symptoms, where alternative medicine focuses a little bit more on the cause. Where's it rooting from? Where's it coming from? So it will be more of a focus on where does it's basically the bareback basics, basically the bareback of health is your alternative medicines, especially the blood health, especially in the blood health field, where you have the anomaly in front of you and you can see that there's dirt in the body. If the blood in the body is dirty, how are you going to be healthy? So if you clean the blood, that's basically the foundation.
The source of life. Blood is the source, yeah.
You won't get as sick. And you build that, clean the body and clean the blood, and you help the body with nutrition. You don't need to, if you caught things before they grow into something, that is giving your body the right nutrition, giving your body the right building blocks, sorting out and draining toxins, following a healthy lifestyle with a good diet. That all is very important.
Interlinked.
And that's falling under the alternative health sector. That is, for me, not alternative health. That is basically the main health. That's bareback health.
Of health,
where mainstream health and medicine focuses on curing you with antibiotics. Antibiotics grow candida and all kinds of things with sugar. And it's a horrible, horrible world if you only focus on pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical has its place. Yes. If there's definitely a place for it. But you have to first see if you can do it with food and nutrition. alternative medicines can help you, herbs, all these kind of things. Why not use Mother Earth to help you?
Oh, yeah, because we are, I believe we are beings that I think what I would say about that topic is that mainstream medicine likes to focus on us being separate from Mother Nature. The way that, as you said, like it tries to symptoms and not look at what's really causing it. So I sort of feel like that's the problem, is that they looking at us as being separate from everything else. And I sort of feel like what you guys do is more holistic than mainstream medicine. So yeah, I resonate with that point a lot. Yeah. So another thing that you do, Peter, that is interesting, is the acutherapy part. I'm researching acutherapy myself, and what I've found is that it's actually something that goes back a long time. Acutherapy, like ancient Chinese, and it's been used a lot. And I sort of feel like it's something that's been dropped now. Like it's not something that you see every day or many people know about. And even when you try to explain it to people, like they don't understand it. Like, how is it connecting to our health? Because it involves pressure points and all those sort of things. So I don't know if you can give us an explanation of what is acutherapy and really how does it connect to us, to our health in general, physically, and also everything else that comes with it.
So acutherapy is basically just a term used to work on meridians. So you get acupuncture and you get acupressure. Acupuncture is where you push needles into a certain meridian points on a meridian that's running through the body. Your body is full of meridians. The meridians is basically like very, very fine water lines underneath the skin. And it runs through the body. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's it's more like sure. There's really a lot of them. So you get main ones. The main ones is you work on the main ones, mainly on the main ones. The main ones, you put a needle into certain nodes that's on the meridians, and then that will restore the flow of the meridian. Now, if the flow of the meridian is restored, it helps you to detoxify the body. It helps you to get rid of toxins. And in some cases, even adjust mental states. You can even adjust mental states. You can put yourself in another mental state just by putting needles into certain nodes. So that is a beautiful world in itself, where there's a certain compartment, which is my favorite. It's called the 8 recreational meridians. So these are this is the 8 meridians that falls away as you grow out of the womb. It grows in the womb. Those meridians falls away and becomes part of one or more of the main meridians. And those, you reset them. You reset your DNA. You reset the whole program you have been done till now. You reset all those things and you start anew. That is something you can't find in
mainstream medicine.
In mainstream medicine, you need. Chinese people were phenomenal. And they mapped all these things. They mapped the meridians by sitting and feeling their bodies. They didn't cut it with a blade. They didn't dissect the body. They actually sat with the body and really, really felt it. They felt these things. And that makes it very interesting in itself as well.
Yeah, what you're saying there is really interesting in that you're saying that our health and our mental states are connected. If you have a good health, you're gonna have good mental state, or if you have good mental state, you have good health. We say they're interconnected in some way.
There's a phrase that I like. People use the phrase as "you are what you eat." I don't agree.
Yeah.
You're not what you eat. You are what you absorb.
Yes.
So
that's true.
What do you watch on TV? What people do you surround yourself? All these things have an influence, and sometimes you don't have control over the things.
Over these things,
Sometimes it is something, but then you come back to the things you can control. You can control what you put in your body. You can control your mind to a certain extent. You can control if you take a breath or not. And you can control what you do with your hands. You can control what you do, where you put your actions. Those are the things that's most important to this existence. If you don't know what to control, just fall back to the four main things you can control.
Wow,
that's a very, very healthy, yes.
Yeah, great message. That's a great message. Also that you were speaking about the toxins, as you also be aware, the toxins that we face also like in the atmosphere, the things that are polluted in terms of, you know, those sort of things. Would you say that also connects to sort of the healing that you are talking about, like things that affect us? Does what you do also consider that also in terms of toxins?
So toxins is something you can't run away from. So the cars are not going anywhere for the next 30, 40 years. We're still going to have vehicles driving on petrol and diesel and all those kinds. And you get the logistics of trucks and buses. They need to go and drive things around. So that's not going anywhere. But you can do something about your health. You can do something about what you do. You can do breathing exercises in the morning. You can do whatever you can to help this body, because this is a temple. If you can sort this out, if you can keep this healthy and in a good state, and you keep the nutritional levels right, you're not going to have mental stuff. There's even links to psychological stuff that is basically just nutritional deficiencies. So
that's something that we don't hear a lot on the news or on the adverts.
This is all the environment.
Wow, that's very interesting.
This is all the environment.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Toxins is everywhere, but you can't get rid of it. And there's a very important thing that I wish to address is we follow a diet that is basically killing us in some way. The body is like a chemistry machine. If you think about it, it's like you have a cauldron with acid. That's your stomach. Putting certain things into that cauldron will have a chemical reaction into the body. If you put starch, there's a certain acid releasing. And if you put protein, there's other acid releasing. But if you combine starch and protein into the stomach, there's a chemical reaction that makes that the meat moves into the small intestine and ferments, and cause all kinds of havoc in the body. So one of the best things you can do for yourself is not to combine starch and meat in one meal, 4 hours apart. Best thing you can do for yourself.
Okay. So I also want to ask now that you've raised this point, I want to ask also what you guys do. Do you guys also like include the diet part? Do you help people to like make their own diets that will maybe go along with their health and those sort of things? Are you guys also into that?
So I provide diets, but I encourage people to feel what do their bodies want. So I give you a diet to begin with, and you take this diet and you feel, because this diet will make you sensitive to your external surroundings, make you sensitive to what you put into the body, and you're becoming very sensitive. That will make, when you take a piece of something you're even slightly allergic to, you will notice it in the body. And that is what I want. I don't tell people what to eat. If they want to have their sugar every day, I'm not going to tell you not to take sugar. I'm just saying, if you take sugar, just remember that this is the consequences too. And you can do something about it. You can help the body detox those things. If you just follow a diet, just get sensitive. That's it. Just be sensitive to what you put into the body.
I would say be conscious of yourself and your body and the connections around all of it. Sum it up.
Yes. So just be conscious, as you say, be aware of what you consume. But that comes with a certain aspect of you become sensitive to your surroundings, even other people. You become sensitive to how things function and how they come into your body. And that is for me the most important thing. I just want people to be able to feel what this is, this body, how does it work?
Yeah.
And just be sensitive to that. That's it.
Another question that I'd like to ask you is around the acutherapy part. Does it also connect to the blood health part, or is that completely a separate subject? Like it's acutherapy and then it's blood health.
So blood health, the live dry blood analysis, that is basically to give a person on a screen live in front of them. There's no waiting period, no sending to a lab. You see what you see on the screen with me. I explain to you what's going on there. The screen has the anomalies on it. That will be just to give you a window into your body, into what's going on. And then the kinesiology and that is more of a treatment. So where the blood is more of an analytical side, the kinesiology will be more of a treatment into just fine-tuning the body a bit in resetting stuff. Yeah.
So you're saying through that, the blood health scanning stuff, it helps you to get a better program for the individual. You say it's more personal, like for the profile of that person.
Yes, I can give you a report and I can tell you this is what we found, this is what I see. And then from that, we can even work with that information on the kinesiology side, the acupressure side, on working with the body. Then that whole section of it will be basically addressed with the blood test that was done. The blood tests is a half an hour to an hour, and I have information to just adjust things, and it's a very, very efficient combination.
I hear you. So what would you say is the connection, or with, like, as we were talking about, like the blood is important in everything that you like, it works with a lot of our organs. So what I'd like to ask you is, from your viewpoint and your understanding, like what is the link between good blood and good health?
What is the link between good health and good blood?
Yes.
Good lifestyle.
Good lifestyle.
Good lifestyle. Yes. Food combination diet. Just look at what is the combination of food you put in the stomach, and that will make a certain chemical reaction.
Okay, so
and just from there on, yes.
Are there any?
From there on, you build yourself.
Okay, so are there any like activities or things that in general that you would advise people, and let's say maybe 3 or 4 things that you would advise people to do that will help them in their own personal lives, like maybe the things they could eat, or the activities that they could do, the things they should maybe stay away from or start looking into that will improve them in this regard in terms of their blood health?
Okay, in terms of blood health, I'm going to include a little bit of the kinesiology in this one. There's 4 things I would recommend. The first thing I will recommend is not combining starch and protein. The second thing I will recommend is to jump every day, like maybe just skip for 10 minutes or what. Just get the lymph nodes to move and get yourself to get the drain system of the body to flood out toxins and chemicals. Jump every day. It's very easy. And then breathe. Breath is most important of them all. Do a breathing exercise. Be conscious about your breath. If you come to the breath, you're not in the mind. You don't think about a bunch of things that can go wrong in a day. You kind of focus on what is here right now. Breath brings you to the present moment. So breath is definitely, for me, actually number one. Will be breath. And then the fourth thing I will say is focus on the 4 things you can control. don't overcomplicate your life.
Things.
Focus on the 4 things you can control. Where is
Mm-hmm.
one of them is breath. So it's mind, it's breath, it's body,
Mm-hmm.
what you put in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing that you can control is what you do with your hands. Where you put these.
Yeah.
That's something you can control. So
Yeah.
focus on the things you can control. Practice a good breath
Mm-hmm.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So Peter, I also like to ask you, this operation that you guys, it's something that you're running or you're working with someone else, or is it a group?
I'm actually solo at the moment. I'm wishing to develop a team, and I have big ideas and plans. So I'm definitely going to employ most of those things later in the future.
Okay.
Wish to have a space where there's more than one
Yeah.
blood practitioner
Yeah.
that can help people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. At this moment, I'm solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where are you based right now?
At the moment, I'm in Joburg South,
Joburg South.
yes, and I have a day or two that I go to Centurion.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here in Pretoria.
Yes, I'm in Centurion. I have a day or two that I book out for Centurion specifically. I come from Centurion, so I still have some clients in Centurion.
Wow. Okay. So how would like someone contact you to like maybe book a session or try to like help from you? How would we have maybe a website or something that we can get you on?
At the moment, my Facebook account is Blood Health and Kinesiology,
Okay.
where you can find me and contact me from there. You
Blood
can
health
send me a
and
WhatsApp. Yes, Blood Health and Kinesiology.
okay.
My website is literally on the edge of being finished. So as soon as that, it will probably be the same. Blood Health Kinesiology will be the website. Yeah.
Wow, Peter, this has been interesting. Something that now, as we're speaking, that I'm asking myself is like, how did you get into this? Like, what was like your journey into this field? Like, how did this happen? Like, how did
My
you get
journey is
into
an
this?
interesting story.
It's
My
a
journey
log.
is interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I was always from a child. I've always been interested in like weird things like numerology and astrology and
Astrology.
yes, I was always kind of the weird one in school.
Yeah. I can also vouch. I can also like understand that.
Yeah, so from there on, I have developed interests in plant medicines. I um, went into some of the cannabis worlds and
Yeah.
played a bit with plants.
Uh-huh.
And then I developed an interest in health. But through all this, I actually worked abroad. I worked on cars. I worked on cell phone towers. Yeah, I worked abroad to find out what is there for me in this life. And yes, I found everything. Every time I come back to the body, I come back to the body. I want to know more and learn more about this mechanism I have. And yeah, that's it. And then I just educated my working abroad and educate myself on health, get courses done, that Reiki, that what I can find.
Wow.
And just educate yourself on health and what does this body mean and how does it work. And then from there on, I actually started about a year ago. I left my whole job and I'm only doing this now.
Yeah.
So this is a year of doing this.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
cool.
I think the work that you're doing is very important, Peter, and it's one that I'd like to honor you for. As you say, you even left your job, you left everything to in this dream that you believe in, and yeah, I salute you for that. That's something that most people are very scared to do, to branch out and do what they feel is right. So I salute you for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting conversation. It's been one that makes me actually feel like we have a lot more to talk about, because as we were talking about, there are a lot of things that you mentioned that I'm actually also interested in and that I'd like to broadcast. So I sort of feel like this is like the first interview of many that I'd like to have.
Awesome. No, no,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm definitely open to have more interviews. I think it's very important to educate and get the health word out. We are bombarded with
A lot of information.
unhealthy information, and getting some healthy information out there is very, very, very
Very
important.
important. Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. That's a beautiful way to sum it up. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you for tuning in with us. And yeah, and I'd like to thank Peter for being with us today. And this is gonna be an interview that needs to carry on because there's a lot of things that we still need to talk with Peter. And yeah, Peter, till the next time. This was
Thank you
just a
very
short
much.
introduction to you. So yeah,
Awesome, awesome.
hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a
All right,
beautiful
cool.
day.
Okay, thanks.